I can remember this in my left. This is Russell. Russell, introduce yourself to our audience. Introduce yourself to our friends on the net.
My name is Russell Ware. I currently live in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I'm living in Oakland now. I sold my house in Benicia several years ago and have been couch surfing, living with friends throughout the East Bay because I'm not sure where I want to live. And that's what brought me to Costa Rica to investigate the living situation and how comfortable I am and would this fit for me and what I could do.
And this is next to Russell. On the left of Russell is Linda. Linda, introduce yourself to our internet audience.
My name is Linda, and I've been here now for 10 days. I came here from Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Detroit, Michigan. I've lived in Albuquerque now for 5 years, and I am ready to retire. The reason I was curious about Costa Rica, I understand 50,000 Americans have moved here, and I wanted to see for myself why. So instead of counting on other, people to tell me, so I got on the internet and I said, let me see where black people go when they go to Costa Rica, and I Googled it, and La Terraza popped right up. And Miss Janetta over there was smiling, sitting on her veranda.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, and so I called, and she answered the phone, and we had a wonderful conversation. And this was back in July, and I immediately went and bought my ticket, and I'm here, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place. I feel like a Costa Rican already. I've been to the bank. I've been to the farmer's market. I've been to the grocery store, and I know about getting around. And I've met some wonderful, wonderful people here. I came by myself. So all of you people out there who are kind of hesitant about traveling here solo, forget about it. You will not be a stranger when you come here.
And what makes it nice is that we drug Linda all over. Marilyn, who's the left of Linda, introduce yourself to our audience.
My name is Marilyn Peoples, and I'm retired. I moved from New York to Atlanta 2 years ago, and retiring as an activity started more than 30 years ago. I got a bright idea to retire to Atlanta, and simultaneously it's like, oh, well, maybe Costa Rica would be nice. And that was because I had a client of mine who was retiring to Costa Rica, and at the time I was 2 years old, and he had the conversation with me about his retirement. So I was curious, and the things that he said to me appealed to me. And again, that was more than 30 years ago. So when my time to retire was coming around, I decided to explore Costa Rica. But I've been here, I've lost track.
Marilyn called me from New York. She had gotten off of a shoot, I think, and it was ending. She said she'd be off from work and wouldn't be working in about 30 days or something like that. And she says, I'm fed up with it. I mean, 4 o'clock in the morning. He said, I'm ready to hang it up. But I just don't know when or what I'm going to be doing, or next thing I got a email from her, I'm coming. And I said, oh, well, okay. And then she shows up, and then I don't think she had thought maybe she was going to actually not work anymore. but hadn't really made up her mind. And then in coming over here, she decided, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm tired of doing that anymore. So we're glad that you picked Costa Rica. The way you travel, you could have picked any place. But we're glad you picked Costa Rica. So, Russell, I know your sister's here, but you are charting your own course here in Costa Rica. Because, of course, you and your sister have different thoughts on what to do in life. We've already discussed that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, you're driving?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're driving. And how have you found it so far? I mean, there are crazy people everywhere, right?
Everywhere. I found that driving is fine. It wasn't challenging. It's not threatening. The flow of traffic is orderly. I find that people are really courteous. And I've driven long distances. Today I drove 4 hours, 4 hours. So I've gone across bridges and between, long expanses of Costa Rica. So, yeah, I find it very comfortable.
That's great. Now, a lot of people right now, because we're doing this video, and one thing I want them to know, Costa Rica, if you don't like hearing anything, if you want a quiet place, the only place you're going to find it in Costa Rica is in the middle of the ocean. And even there, you can't find it in the middle of the ocean because you're going to hear the whales singing something, or the dolphins singing something, and birds flying over. Because this is a country with a lot of activity, a lot of life, and a lot of sound. Have you adjusted to that?
I think that's a really good point. I'm aware of a lot of nature sound, and it's at a decibel level that is audible wherever you are, day or night. So you're right about that. And it can be crickets. They're loud.
Yeah. Especially up there where you are in that Tamarindo. There are those, what they call them there in the trees, and they call that noise.
Yeah, I don't know what the name. No, the insect that makes a loud noise.
Well, they only come in the United States.
It's
Yeah,
like a
that's
cicada.
cicadas.
Yeah.
This is cicadas. This is cicadas. And there's some areas where they have the cicadas are pretty. And then, Linda was able to go to. We took her to a farm and see. Most people in the United States never see all this fruit growing on these trees. I mean, the mama chino, lychee nut, and they call them in the United States, but. You saw those and what other fruit?
Papaya. Oh, acres and acres and acres of papaya. Coconut. Acres and acres and acres of coconut. We saw just so much vegetation that I don't see in New Mexico, And then when I went to the market, I was able to get some of those things that I saw.
But you also saw something else there. You saw some ducks, some chickens, some rabbits. We were in a farm area. We never would have thought we'd found a restaurant back there. That was fascinating.
Where were you guys?
We were in between Santa Clara, Costa Rica, and Fort La Fortuna. I think it's the area they call Los Angeles, I think he said.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is between, they have a lot of Los Angeles, so this one is between a town called Santa Clara and then La Fortuna, because we were on our way to go to La Fortuna. Now what happened to Linda is she happened to come at a time that we've been very active. It doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes you can come, especially this time of the year, you can come and we have a lot of activity and there's a lot of people doing things. And we are now developing some new ideas. Marilyn she's going to start her dance class. So we're active here, we're doing things. Don't think that you're going to come over here and you don't have anything to do. We have a lot of things to do. Russell says he's in sales. He's going to do something over here. And Linda, she's already been working on my behalf because she's been keeping me calm about some things, And she's real good at that.
Social
yeah,
worker.
oh yeah,
that you do.
she knows how to dump that social work thing on you, right? And you got it, and you said, okay, I'm okay. You know, I'm okay. And so she's had to use it a couple times, maybe more than that. I don't know. I've lost count, but she's really great. So we all have something to give each other, and we all have something that will be an asset in our community here. So, you know, what would you tell somebody that is, only thing they're doing is going to the gym, coming back home, maybe going out for a ride or something, and they really don't have any conversation because they want to talk about what they did in their careers or travel, and there's no one to talk about. What would you say? Would you say that the community that we have over here in Costa Rica and the fellowship that we have over here in Costa Rica is something that would benefit those that they almost feel like they wish they hadn't left the workplace because all their friends were left back there at work? What would you tell them about being here in Costa Rica?
So the biggest impression I have is the quality of life, from the standpoint, the quality of the food,
Oh, wow.
the quality of your sort of everyday interaction with people. People have time to talk, sit with you, and be with you. So, you know, you just feel like every moment is worth more just because you're engaged in a way that I just am not engaged typically when I'm in the U.S. Whether it's because I'm distracted by television or whatever it might be. It just feels like there's an authenticity about your life here. The wildlife, the kind of, you know, incredible nature that you see every day, everywhere you go. And the other thing that's really weird is the days are, the sun comes up around 5:30, goes down around 5:30, goes down around 5:30. So you're like, whoa, what am I supposed to do?
Go to bed.
Go to bed. So the weird thing is you actually go to bed every day. And at home, I'm up, it's 11 or 12 or 1, and I'm getting up at 4 or 5. And how can the quality of my life be enhanced with no rest and no sleep?
And in the air, Maryland, for you remember the air, breathing the air.
Well, when I went to R&R last year, that was one of the things I noticed is that the air is just so clear. It's just so clear, and I just found that amazing. That it's literally it's a quality that's palpable in terms of its excellence, and even just getting off the plane, it's almost like it's a spiritual sensation of quiet. It's like, for me, my soul just quiets down as soon as I get into Costa Rica.
It's very nice.
It's very nice.
I mean, it's hard to put your finger on it. It's hard for you to say, because you have to come here and just be open to, you can't make up your mind what you want because you don't know what's here. You can't even anticipate what you will get, your reward when you get here. Because we don't have that, and we don't have anything to compare it to at home in the United States.